Previously, he was university librarian in Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, and also headed Kala course division of IJNCA during 2009 to 2010, and a national mission for manuscripts IJNCA. Professor Gore has played a pivotal role in creative awareness, education, and training on and about research publications, particularly on plagiarism in India. He was the member of UGC MHRD committee for drafting of UGC promotion of academic integrity and prevention of plagiarism in higher educational institutions. 2018. He has conducted, delivered over 100 workshops, invited talks on plagiarism, its detection and avoidance. Professor Gore has significantly contributed in digitization, digital archiving of Indian cultural heritage, promoting open access, particularly electronic thesis and dissertation, preservation of Indian languages, through language documentation and digital archiving, research data management and research methodology, awareness about preservation of access to documentary heritage, particularly through UNESCO Memory of the World program. Professor Gore has visited over 24 countries: USA, UK, France, Russia, Australia, Germany, etc. etc. The professional contribution of Professor Gore have been duly acknowledged by various national and international professional bodies, organizations in the form of several honors and awards. Some of these are Iceland S.N. Ganguly Best Librarian Award for the year 2007, Satkaling Librarian Award for 2009, felicitations by Chairperson IFLA newspaper section on the occasion of IFLA International Newspaper Conference 2010, Indian Library Leaders Award for the Professional Excellence in 2013, Professional Excellence Award in 2015. He got so many awards. If we read, it will take a long time. He is also associated with international committee, bodies, and groups. So, with these words, I respectfully invite Professor Ramesh Chandra Gore to share his views on today's webinar. Over to Professor Gore.
But can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you. So, thank you for your kind words. It indeed a very pleasant for me to be part of this national webinar for web tools for research and academic writing. And I join you in extending a very hearty welcome to the resource persons of the webinar, Dr. Sandeep K. Pathak and Dr. Nikita Banzari. Basically, this is something very, very important webinar. We know that in today's digital age, web tools are required not just for research for every walk of life. But when we talk about web tools for academic and research, so let me begin with that. First step in the research is problem formulation or identification of problem or uh, deciding the topic, preparing synopsis. So that particular first steps, you need to have certain kind of literature search, literature review, and also need to identify various kind of literature which you need to refer for preparation of a synopsis. So here you need to consult various kind of web resources, your library resources which are available through OPAC or various kind of digital library tools. So the starting itself is with the help of web tools. Now when we move ahead, once we decide a proposal, we have to get it approved. Once after proposal is approved, then the most important aspect of ours is how to design a questionnaire. And when we design a questionnaire for research, again we need web tool, because now those days are gone when you are preparing a manual questionnaire and in MS Word or in print format you were sending to the people. Now people are not happy or comfortable, except few places. Most of the people want online survey, and various kind of web tools are available for designing a questionnaire. You complete your questionnaire, you do the pilot survey. You have to have certain kind of uh, tools to do certain kind of hypothesis, and also to look for various kind of testing of your sampling. Again you need web tools. And when you move to once you collect the data, now for data analysis you need various kind of tools. It may be SPSS, some people may also use Microsoft Excel, R software. So all these web tools are very very important for data analysis, because humanly it is not so easy to analyze the data nowadays, and it save a lot of time. It also give you various options for data presentation. When you analyze the data, you have option to make it so attractive through various kind of tools using pie chart or bars or all kind of. So at that level we also need web tools. Now moving ahead, you have done the data analysis, you have to write your thesis, you have to write a research paper, you have to write a book. Now when you do a start writing your research, the first thing you need is a tool to help, which can enhance the quality of your research. And what you need certain kind of grammar or writing tools. It may be Grammarly, or there are a number of other tools which are very very important, not just in correcting your grammar and also helping you in enhancing the quality, English, particularly English language. You need to use these kind of grammatical tools. These grammatical tools somehow also help you in enhancing the language writing, even language editing. Now after that, next steps comes when you write your work. You need to check for plagiarism, and that comes the most crucial and most important, because you have to ensure that your writing should not be having plagiarized contents. It should not have any kind of coincidental. So by following certain rules, then you need software like Turnitin or Urkund, which is known as Original nowadays, and any other tool which is available within your available resources. So checking for plagiarism is the another very very important tool. Web tool, which is plagiarism detection, is the another very very important web tools. Now when you are going to uh, you have written a thesis, you have to submit it, and you want to publish some articles from that research in certain journals or magazines. You have to find out which journal suits your requirement. Now, how to identify a journal? Then you have to look for quality journal relevant to your subject. So that's again you need certain kind of web tools, like various kind of like you want to publish in a electronic journals or open access journal. which is now also electronic journal. So you to decide and to search for a journal, you again you need journal finders or various kind of tools which help you in identification of most relevant journals. So again, you need web tools at that point of time. And if you want to publish in an open access journal, again you have issues how to identify a quality open access journal, because there are a lot of predatory journals. So you have to differentiate between a quality open access journal and the predatory journal. So again you need web tools, various kind of website which help you in detection which is a predatory journal, which is a quality journals. At that point also you need certain kind of web tools. Now, moving ahead, you decided to publish a journal. Again, in India, you have to ensure that journal which you are choosing should be part of UGC care list. Because if you don't choose a journal which is part of UGC care list, your research score will not be counted. So again, you have to go to UGC care's web tool, UGC care list, and you have to check the journal selected by you is available in UGC care list in that. Okay, so now journal is published. You have published in good quality journal. Now, how to promote it? How to enhance the visibility of it? Because if you have to enhance the citation, you have to ensure that people should read it. And how to promote it using various kind of, like sometime it is through the indexes like Scopus or Web of Science. Uh, if journal is part of Scopus and Web of Science, lot of promotion is done, but you as a researcher have various kind of web tools available to promote your research, to enhance visibility of that. So you have to create a research profile in a platform like academia or researchgate or faculty 1000. So you have to make your research profiling, and you have to put your article there so people can know about it. So that way you can enhance the visibility of research, because purpose of research writing is that people should read it and people should cite it. So that's another very very important web tools where you need to have your research profiling. Even LinkedIn or uh, Facebook and Twitter also help you in various kind of research promotions. So now you have ensured that your research is promoted and enhanced. So in this entire context, uh, the last step can be like you can put it on an institutional repository of your institute, which can help in further referencing by the students, your faculty, or other people. So this entire journey of research, starting from the problem formulation to the final dissemination, there are several web tools, and each and every steps we have to ensure that people should know about that. Researchers should know about. So this is the responsibility of the librarians, the university librarian, the college librarian, or the research librarians, that your users should be aware of all those tools. They should be aware of, and even one thing which I forgot to mention here, when you are writing your research, citation play a very important role in that. So when you are, because many of the plagiarism is because of wrong citation, incomplete citation, missing citation. So there are a lot of reference management tools like Mendeley or EndNote. So you have to ensure. So this entire process of research is now totally governed by the web tools, and it is very very important for a researcher, before starting the research, he or should must be acquainted with all these web tools. Some are open access, some are subscribed one. Those are open access, a training is very much required. Those are subscribed tool. Institute has to ensure that it should be available to the users, because if we expect good quality research, we have to provide good quality infrastructure. And 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 the last thing which I want to talk, which is not in practice in India, that a lot of data is created during research. Unfortunately, we don't have practice of research data management. We don't have data archives. Most of our universities or institutions, they are not archiving data. So this research data management is the another important concept where you need to create data repository, and you have to ensure that data is truly preserved. So in this context, I think this is my last suggestion, that there are a lot of open access tools available to create data repositories, and we should look into that area also. So this is all about, research is all about digital technology. That's why now, what is the new terminology given to the research is e-research. It's moving from research to the e-research, and this entire e-research technologies, these are the web tools. I'm sure those person will be talking about these web tools, and many of your our participants who have joined here, they should also make use of that. If you want to know more about that, I have my YouTube channel where a lot of my talks are there on these tools. So you can have access to my YouTube channel. It's free. You just need to subscribe it, and you can go and listen hundreds of my talks available, video talks available on my YouTube channel for further updating. Because here, as a chief guest, I have to do some few words of inauguration. I may not able to talk to you in details. The resource person will let you know. So I wish this webinar a great success, and look forward to continue such happening by the various librarians. Thank you, Pravat, for this honor. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so,
Grateful for your presence and
thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation in a short while and address us with your grace words and blessing us. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Prabhat. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, Sandeep. I have some commitment. I have to go to office because right now I am at home. So we'll be leaving right now, and look forward to meeting you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Namaskar.
Thank you, Professor Gaur. Now we have another resource person, and Dr. Sandeep Pathak, Deputy Librarian, IISER Bhopal. He is a specialist in such academic writing, H-index, plagiarism, and web tools. He has vast experience about these, as he is previously worked in IIT Mandi, IIT Kharagpur, IUCA Pune, and very and so much prestigious institutions. So here is no need to such introduction. He has received prestigious awards from SLA and other associations. So I would like to invite Dr. S.K. Pathak for opening remarks. Dr. Pathak.
Thank you so much, sir. Am I audible, Prabha, sir?
Yes, sir. Very much audible.
So before I start my opening remarks, I wish to congratulate Madhya Pradesh Library Association and Balani Infotech for having this webinar on web tools for research and academic writing. And Professor Gaur has given the complete picture of academic journey of the researchers. So as we know, research is a time-intensive work and little task for like formatting or citing. It's up lot of their research time, and it's now full-time job because we know in institute like ICERs and IITs, they are available most of the time in the lab, and they have a pressure to do experiments, writing papers. So undoubtedly, it is one of the most painstaking and thorough process, right from the browsing the library cells, internet for literature, performing experiment, writing papers, or to publish paper. Researcher are always running with the clock. No matter what your field of research, there is a lot of online tools which help researcher to give the do the quality research, because we know once that PhD is awarded, it is going to upload on Sodh Ganga, and then it is available on the public domain. So need to make sure that everything is in order. So there are many tools available for researchers, as Professor Gaur has also mentioned. For example, if you're looking for project management tools, there is like Trello and Grand PRO. If you are looking for grammar checking software, there is a like Trinka, Grammarly, Ginger, White Smoke. It depends. And uh, there is a selecting, for example, the grammar software, whether they need to see the pricing or features. So it is the librarian is the right person who guides to the management to take the right decision. It should be the not only the price but also look the features, because faculty members, committee members, they may not have so much time to see all those things. So their librarians roles come in the picture. And then reference management tools, these are also very important. So now I prefer Jotero over Mendeley, because everybody knows Mendeley has now limited their features, so Jotero I prefer. Then there is an EndNote also. If you have access to Web of Science, you can have this access to EndNote. Then there is a similarity checking softwares that also we know government is providing access to original. No, otherwise there is a Turnitin, Authenticate, Flag Scan. So here also librarians roles come in the picture. How to analyze the similarity report, because I see many students they are not able to analyze the similarity report in the right way. Even they have a confusion about what is similarity, what is uh, plagiarism. So I think our resource person, Dr. Nikita, will be talking about those things. Then there is a one more journal finder. Many students, they get confused where to publish your paper. Right from the like it is their first research paper, so they have to they should not target the journals which having the high impact factor. They have to start publishing what is the scope they are matching, consulting their faculty in charge, and then only they should uh, plan according to where to publish their paper. So there are many journal finder, whether you go for Elsewhere, Sign, Wiley, or Taylor and Francis. Then there are many social networking sites like Academia, ResearchGate, as Professor Gaur was also talking about citation, because how to attract more citation also, that is also is a very challenging task, because writing a paper and immediately going for another paper. Now, as we know, many researchers, they work for post publication thing. They do a lot of, even have a dedicated LinkedIn ID for their research paper. So they attract more citations. So this is how their this impact factor goes high. And then as a researcher, there should be they should be aware of various tools, and that should always be in their arsenal. Like there is a Google Scholar ID, Citation as well as iSpace, Symbolo bookmarker, site view, search. So here I feel librarian's role becomes very crucial to tell what is the right one, because if they land up in the using like predatory journals or using wrong other because internet lot of literature is available, but it is the librarians who are duty, librarians role to tell the researcher which is the right one they should make a part of their research work. So with these words, once again, I thank President MPLA for giving me this opportunity, and thank you so much. So over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Pathak, to brief us about the topic. Now we have Dr. Nikita Banjari, Relationship Manager and Science Communicator, Academic and Corporate at Balani Infotech Pvt. She will discuss on the theme, their tools for research and academic writing, as well as e-resource for research, academic writing, research skills, online educational resources, and plagiarism. So I invite Dr. Nikita for
Thank you,
your
sir.
talk.
Thank you so much. So, very good afternoon to everybody. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes,
Is there any
yes, very sorry.
good afternoon and warm welcome to everybody. It was immense pleasure to have the presence of Ramesh Gaur sir. It's kind words, and he addressed the session very carefully. Even I think we were not connected before that, sir. I am going to talk about this topic, that topic, but with the understanding of the word web tool. Sir addressed all the important points that I am going to address in coming session. And Patak sir again highlighted very important areas where one should be very familiar with. And Pandey sir, thank you so much for giving us this platform and supporting us in the process. I'll be starting with the sharing my screen. We will start with sharing the presentation. I will off my video in case we do not have any disturbance of one second. Is the screen visible? Kindly confirm, sir.
Yes, it's visible.
Yes. So thank you so much again. One very important issue that I want to address here, that recently I was scrolling LinkedIn and I come across this very good brief about India ranks 4th in research output across the globe, and in citation it ranks number 9th. Why is there such an imbalance when we are ranking 4th in our research output? Extensively, Indians are very talented. We work hard. There is so much research, so much idea. Number 4, and goes down to 9th in citation. A very parallel article that that I come across is, it said that this is happening. Why? Because the quality of our research work. Let me just phrase the exact wordings that were shared. That experts believe that the low citation rate of Indian research papers is due to the lack of research, writing skills, proficiency in the language in which the article is communicated, and at the same time, most of us are publishing because we want that perk in our career, academic career. We want to climb the ladder, and for that we want to publish more paper for our promotions. In this entire process, the quality is hampered, and that's why less in citation. How we can improve the quality of our research work is by these web tools for research and academic writing. We are addressing here, and this is a very recent article. It is not something we are talking about few years back. This is like 1 month old article. So this webinar has this objective of introduction to scientific communication. Sir has highlighted a very important point about the visibility of our research. What is the importance? Why this visibility is important? Web tool and publication resources that will help us not just improve the quality of our research work, but also the visibility of our research idea, so that ultimately the citation is improved. Stay connected with Balani Infotech for any questions and queries. I will start with Balani Group. We started in the year 1987 with Aditya Books. It was printed. Then Balani Infotech for e-journal in the year 2001. Later, I Group for e-books and print journals. We started in the year 2007. With changing times, the mode of the publication resources is also changing. The libraries are becoming digital, and times like now, such webinars address the recent changes. So we are talking about the current web tools and research tools that will help in academics. And Balani Group is here from 30 plus years, just because we are respected name. From the start, about any subject you want, that these are the books or what are the resources that will be useful to my library, from that query to the mid sales to the post sales support, we address and we provide solution and support in contact with our publications to libraries in Indian subcontinent. An introduction to scientific communication. A very brief one, because we are here highlighting the very important aspect, that is scientific communication, why it is important. Now, for any research idea, I am a PhD student. I did my PhD from Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, in the year 2020. Thereafter, I started my work in scientific publication as a student, as an academician. I also worked as a visiting faculty for a very brief time. So as an academician, my viewpoint of scientific communication was very different. And as a personnel working in scientific publication, it is a very different. I got different insights, and today's webinar is a bridge between that. We communicate science, we communicate our research idea, we say that effective dissemination of research is very important. That research idea, the research that we are doing in our labs, in our research organization, it has to bring certain social, political, and governmental impact, social, political, economical impact. Basically, it has to attract government, it has to attract industries, it has to attract new research scholars so that they take up this research idea and work more on this research idea to bring an entire huge change in social, political, and economical changes. Sometimes we address that because it's too hot today, global warming, somewhere the researchers are working on this to bring a very good impact in our human lives, to better our life. Some way or the other, our research has to impact in a good way. There are two basic communication, primary communication and secondary. Primary communication is the first-hand information, something that is original. I have done my research and I am the first person, my research, I am sharing it with the world. So that first-hand information can be in the form of original research paper, where I am expressing my research for everybody to read it. Another primary first-hand information is in the form of thesis and dissertation that we in our research do. Another is conference proceedings, where we share research papers, where we also share posters, paper presentation. These are also one of the forms that we do primary communication. Very important, because as a student, we feel very hesitant what difference it will be making in when I am presenting it as a poster or a paper. I was also hesitant, but when we want to publish the same research idea, there is always some feedback, constructive feedback or criticism that we receive from reviewers. We should work on this. This has been not properly mentioned. Some research methods should be, it is not clearly written. It is not under the scope of the journal. This kind of we receive from reviewers and editors. If we present this research idea in conferences, we get this feedback, constructive feedback, that we work on our research paper. And when we publish, these kind of smaller troubles will be not there in publication. So we should always encourage our budding research scholars to promote their research in such conference proceedings so that they get that feedback and improve the quality, so that during the publication they do not have any problems. Secondary communication is a certain situation like today, where the existing original information is being shared second hand. Like today, the content that we are sharing exists, but I am collecting all of that and sharing that original information and the information that already existed in my own perspective. So that is called secondary form of communication, because it is already existed. It is not my own research or my own ideas. It is somebody else's. So giving them a proper, I would say, wherever I have taken somebody else's information, I have given them the references I have mentioned at the end of the presentation. So that way, referencing them and then sharing that so and so person was saying something is a secondary communication. That can be done in the form of review paper, literature paper, where we are quantitative information, we are showcasing quantitative information in our own understanding. Meta-analysis, the existing data, when we do quality to quantitative study of the existing data, maybe any study that is there on medicine, and there are different studies of one particular subject. Collecting all of that, quality and quantity together, we study and represent in one particular analysis that is called meta-analysis. Chapters in books, speeches like today, editorial information, that can all be secondary communication, very important. But this way, we are communicating in science and promoting science to improve the quality of our academic research writings. Moving ahead, that is why we were talking about the quality and quantity part of it. As an individual, my quality and quantity can be termed in H index. The value can be calculated in the form of H index. The individual's quality to quantitative value, when we contribute in scientific communication in form of conference proceedings, original research, books. H index is an estimate of importance, of significance, and broad impact of scientists to cumulative research contribution. And how it is calculated, just a general information, because it is something that has been already calculated and shared with you. So I wanted to highlight that how it is done, so that we have more in-depth understanding of how H index is influential. For example, in this year, H.J. Kim from South Korea has highest number of citation. Now, this information is not my information. This is a secondary communication. So I have given the website link here because I have not created the image. The H index of H.J. Kim is 332. He is the highest cited person, highest cited researcher in the year 2023. The second person is Ronald C. Kessler. Few months back, Ronald C. Kessler was the first person. So he has gone to the second rank, and H.G. Kim is the first rank. How H index is calculated? For example, I have 7 research papers under my name. So let me write down. And the first research paper could be published in any year. Like 1999 is the first paper, and the 7th paper I have published in the year 2023. So this is a broader perspective. It is not something, because of course in 1999 the tools were different, the writing was different, the analysis, the publication process was different, and in 2023 is completely different. So it is sometimes debatable. In science, everything is debatable. So again, it is debatable that H index is really some significant value or not, because it is not the particular year. It is the range of year that gives a cumulative information for a very broad time period. My first paper has citation 129. My second has citation 76. Third had 18. Fourth had 16. Fifth has 8. So according, the H index value is NP minus H. General understanding that number of paper, when the number of paper increases numerically, 1 is greater than 2, 2 is greater than 3. That is how H index should be greater than the number of paper, the value of paper. 5 number citation of the paper, 5th paper is greater, 8. 8 is greater than 5. However, my 6th paper received citation 3, only 3. So 3 is not greater than 6. So therefore, my citation would be 5. Now, this is for paper where it's just 7. So it gives a proper understanding. But sometimes the research paper, first author, second author, third author, it's huge. It's huge information. Like sometimes I could be author, co-author of 50 papers. So I cannot do numerically like this. I cannot give myself my H index is this calculating, because citation is always changing year by year. So in Scopus, this information is automatically shared. However, as we come from science background, we should know that how citations are evaluated. So this is how that the number of paper should always be greater to the number of paper, the citation should be greater. So citation 8 is greater than 5. So here the H index will stop at 5. That is how it keeps the balance. That's why we call quantitative and qualitative balance is done in H index. However, it is such a broad time period, so sometimes it is debatable. Is it that significant? But of course, it is valued very much in academics. Now, citation and impact factor are also the terms that we come across very often. So let's take a quick overview about that. Citation, just now I talked about India ranked 4th in the research output, 9th in citation. Because of the quality of the work, we are addressing the quality. So citation is referring to the work done by individual. My work, if somebody else is referring to my work, he should write my citation in reference section of their book, of their article. My entire citation should be there. It is referring to the work done by individual or any scholar, researcher or author to support your research. So I am taking some support, some research idea, some method. I feel it will be useful for me. I am not copy pasting, but I am referencing it. I am taking some idea from it, not copy pasting, but helping my idea. So that way, if you take somebody else's support in your work, we must give them reference and cite their work. Other important factor when it comes now, citation, H index is an individual. It depends upon an individual author. However, impact factor, it is something that is concerned of a particular journal. Impact factor of a journal, impact factor of journal is very much important. We all cautiously take care. What is the impact factor of this journal? ABC journal. If it is good, then I will publish. So that way, impact factor is obliged to a journal, and it is calculated by Clarivate Analytic Company. How it is measured, a very brief example is it is calculated A upon B. Now, for example, now what is A, what is B, and which year it is released? Let's take that into account. In 2022, it will be released in the year 2023. Now, this year, the impact factor of 2022 will be released, and how that is calculated? Again, A upon B. A will be the number of times the article which is published in the year 20, preceding 2 years. 20 and 21 were cited in indexed journal. So if you are publishing your article in indexed journal, then only the impact factor of that particular journal or that particular journal will be taken into account. So the articles that are published in index journal, it has to be cited in 2 years, 20 and 21, to the total number of research and review articles that are published in that journal. So for example, if 10 articles are published, but the citations, nobody is referring the work of the 10 articles that are published. Nobody is referring. Automatically, the impact factor of the journal will be reduced. And that is why when any journal looks at your research paper, they also consciously decide, is this paper going to be cited? Is this paper well written? Is this good English? Is the research idea not plagiarized? Everything is taken into account, because in the end, citation is not only important for me as an individual growth in academics, but it also influence the impact factor of the journal. So this we have to keep always in mind, that why we take so much efforts in writing a good research article or a book. We have to take, it's not only a good research idea that will help you in publishing, be it the idea very good, but you have to write the article in a very careful manner so that the citation of the journal is also improved. Sir also talked about open access. With changing times, open access is also something that everybody is focusing upon. Well, open access means creators place their work on internet for your public free use without any charges. You might have come across, whenever you go on any database like Scopus, there is always the option of open access, and the sign is like this. This is an open access sign. With changing times, as an author, I feel that it is my responsibility to communicate my research without any hindrance. Every reader should have accessibility to read my article, to take some support, to take the reference and use that my research in their own work. Take support, not completely stealing the idea, but taking some support so that my idea also progresses. If somebody is working on my research idea, it will automatically help my research as well to gather more attention, to my research as well to get more citations. So open access helps the research community in multiple ways. Now, this is an online service, digital, online, and free, without any restrictions for all the readers to read. However, times like now, where everybody is, as an author, I can also be hesitant in a way, feeling that somebody should not misuse my idea. There are different levels of restrictions in which I can protect my research idea being open access as well. And we have to always take into consideration that in open access, there is always article processing charges which are more higher. So there has to be some funding agencies that support article fees, because if as an individual, if it is going from my pocket, it is huge amount. Some researchers, scientists can afford, but most of the times it is the funding agencies that support open access, and that's how open access is growing, because the funding agencies are supporting it. The gold open access is where the fee, it's called article processing charges, which we all talked about. If we pay certain amount, XYZ amount, if I pay, article accepted, processed, everything is very similar to the article processing is very similar to any article that we publish. However, we pay a certain amount to make it open access directly after it is accepted and the publication process is done. Then the article will be free to access. The next is green open access. Here there is an embargo period. Now this embargo period is where your article will not behave as an open access. It will be there as any subscription based paper is there. However, there is this Sharpero Romeo. This Sharpero Romeo is a service that gives you in which period, what is the embargo period for that article, for that journal, after what time it will be acting as an open access article, when it will be made public. So that information is found in Sharpero Romeo. Again, there will be certain charges, but if you don't want to make it immediately open access, green open access is one way you can also prefer. Licensing is another form where there are creative common licenses, and there are certain, let me tell you, 5 formats in which CC by SA, CC by ND, CC by NC, these are certain licenses in which you can protect your article. Each license will have certain terms with them. For example, CC BY, there are 6 forms of Creative Common license, and whichever you choose will protect your article in that way. For example, CC BY allows any user to distribute, remix, tweet, and build up on your work, provided that they give the credit to the original. It means you refer the article. CC BY is the very common type of licensing in which you give credit. Credit how? By adding them in the references, their citation in their references section. And that is how you can use the content that is open access. So these are the way in which you can communicate research by open access. Now let us see the web tools that will help you in communicating. Let's go for the basics. Whatever you input, whatever are you putting in your mind, whatever research you are referring, for example, whatever you put in your mind will process it and your mouth will say it. So if you put good thoughts, the mind will process good thoughts, and good thoughts will come from your mouth. Good words will come from your mouth. Similarly, in research, if you research through peer-reviewed databases, Web of Science, Scopus database, if you refer in during your literature survey through this database, your mind, your research will be influenced and will be based upon these databases. So when you publish your content, your article will automatically be of that good quality. So you have to keep in mind from the very starting, tell every researcher to always go through these good publications and the good databases, that the library resources, and use the library resources, not just Google it. So as a library professional, it becomes very important. We are the key holders of the quality of the research that our organization is going to showcase, because automatically if we are not awakened to the fact that the students are not using library resources properly, automatically the quality of the content the organization is publishing will be hampered. So these are the databases and these are the publication resources. For chemistry, for physics, for mathematics, what are the publications that the library subscribe to? At Balani Infotech, we are very fond of doing such webinars just for orientation purposes, so that the students are aware that these are the resources that they must use from the particular subject area. American Chemical Society, American Physical Society, AAAS, SIAM is for maths. Another for law, there is Elgar Online, Hein Online, Brill. For management, APA, OECD, Well, these are all for management publications. For social science, Project Muse is another great platform that has 800 plus journals related to the subject area, one of a kind platform for social science. Medical, AAAS, PNAS, and ASH is publication directly related to the subject area. As a student, if I know that these are the subject area, these are the journals that are, and these are high impact factor journal. We are talking about the best publication in the subject area. So if I am aware of that, I will be more inclined to publish in this journal or refer from this journal. However, there are different databases as well, where we have to filter out the particular subject area where we can access multidisciplinary content. These are, for example, ProQuest dissertation and theses, where 2.7 million dissertation and theses are available. Springer Link has 1723 journals. West Law is for law in India that contains 3 lakh full text decision of cases from 20 high courts since 1886. So this is certain information that is very useful and very fulfilling when it comes to understanding the different databases. Very common database, that is Scopus Index. For science, for social science, humanities, it also has site score and different subject area. Like there are filters for subject areas, title, publisher, and ISSN number. Another is Shimago Journal rank. This is also very common that you can find on your publication. This is an indicator which shows the total number of articles quoted in one particular journal and takes into account the importance and prestige of quoting journals. So if there are different articles that are associated with the journal, so that article importance and prestige, how much is the prestige, how much, and automatically the prestige comes from citation. So this Shimago journal rank help us evaluate in one site what is how much the articles are good in that particular journal, what is the quality and prestige of the article from a particular journal. Another common term is hygiene factor. Now this factor is also an evaluation of 5 years, because it is a very important factor, because every 2 years, because calculating impact factor, we calculate keeping in mind the 2 years. Every 2 years, the impact factor is changing. So to keep understanding that what is the stable impact factor of that particular journal, today this is 1. Will it be after 2 years, will the impact factor reduce to 0.5? So if I publish, keeping in mind the impact factor will improve, but the impact factor of the journal reduces, that's how the quality, I won't say the quality of the my article will remain same, but citations will be impacted. So hygiene factor one must take into consideration before publishing. It gives the stability in terms of citation over 5-year period of any particular journal, and that report you can find in Journal Citation Report of Clarivate. Clarivate has this Journal Citation Report where hygiene factor will be found out. These are different databases. Scopus database, this is how the platform looks. Even though the platform is very user friendly, as a library professional, my organization should know, all the students should be aware that we are subscribed to Scopus. There should be user awareness program every month or 2, so that the students do not ever feel left out that what my library has, because we might feel that they know, but students has so much responsibility that we must take into consideration. It will definitely build up on the quality of the work. This is the Scopus platform where different filters are there, and we can evaluate different author search, article search, or any title we can search from Scopus platform. And this is the platform for Clarivate, Web of Science Index Journal. This is the platform website where mjl.clarivate.com. Here you can browse, search, and explore all the journals and articles that are indexed in Web of Science. So it's a very beautiful website where we feel that which article is indexed in Web of Science. This is the place where you can search the journal, ISSN, or any keyword you can type and you can search. And there are certain filters also that you can use, those filters like year, any author name, any publisher name. That filters are there, and these filters will help you in defining your search. Principles of scientific writing, where I feel that our quality will be very much improved, is if I like my research, I should always do something passionately that I like, I value. I want to make this change. I want to work in this specific research area. During your literature survey, you should all be having this understanding what you like. good writing and good reading are very connected. If you want to become a good writer, you should be a good reader. It's all related. How you can be a good reader? You have to go through the peer review trusted database and not just do random Google search where all the fake articles or not good quality articles are also present. Peer review trusted database you have to go through. Always polish your first draft, whatever you have written in research. Polishing the draft, sitting with the draft, and how you can polish is by utilizing the web tools that we are talking. Now we will be talking about plagiarism web tool, language web tools. Write an article in very interesting manner. It is something very key that plays a very important role. Interesting manner, simplified manner. In our scientific writing webinars, we also talk about how to write a paper where simple understandings will help your paper receive good citation and make a good impact. So interesting is very important, because if it is not interesting, I will not be connected to a paper. If it is not simple, if I'm not understanding the paper, I'm not going to spend half an hour just understanding that paper. I'll be like, there are 10 papers, 10 different papers related to this. This is not of my cup of tea. So I will skip that and I'll read something that I feel that I'm understanding. So your paper should not be facing that problem. Another problem that we want to address here are the clone journal problem. When times like now, it is so easy to come up with an unprofessional web page and domain design. For example, this is the original journal and this is a predatory journal. Journal of everything is so similar. Few years back, my guide used to tell me, check ISSN number. If ISSN number is there, that means it's a good journal. But now the ISSN numbers are also easily copied. I am sure it's very common thing to do, to copy everything similarly. You can find this information, what is cloned, what is authenticate journal, in UGC care list that sir talked about. And we have also taken this information from UGC care list. We should check ISSN, inclusion in predatory journal list. This information can be found in UGC care list. Unprofessional web page and domain. However, people are getting way smarter to design the web page and domain. However, even if it is very properly designed, nowadays it's a trap. They design properly, but where they lack is there is no transparency. Editorial information is given. The standard of published paper will have lot of error. So even if the web page and domain is looking fine, but the if there are no editorial information, if there is no good paper published, refrain from publishing it in that. No DOI and ORCID IDs with poor publication practices. Sometimes the predatory also trap saying we will provide DOI. So that is also, they know that the author will ask for DOI, because if there is a DOI, then it is authenticate. So now the predatory people are getting way smarter. So how one should be full-fledged secure that this is not a predatory journal? That is how check in indexing databases like Web of Science, like Scopus. These databases have a team that scrutinize each journal when they are associated. When Web of Science holds any journal on their platform, the team scrutinizes each journal on different parameters and then they hold the journal on their platform. So the best place where you will be safeguarded from predatory journal is by checking in indexing databases, Web of Science, Scopus, and there are different databases to name it. There are few, Rexes, Science Direct, depending upon the subject area, go there. COPE, there are for ethical practices, COPE, Committee for Ethical Publishing. Check what is ethical, what is not ethical. It always gives you an understanding, because times like now, we see that when AI is coming into picture, we kind of ask ourselves, is working changing time, there will be new questions, and COPE guidelines will help you address them. What is ethical? What is unethical? How is the peer review process? Author submits the manuscript, then the editorial team will check. Editor, assistant editor, what they are going to check for plagiarism. Then they will check for the scope. Then they will check for the English communication, which according to the article that we talked, India lacks in English communication. If it is not proper, it will be rejected. If the editor finds it is in the scope, it is not plagiarized, good communication, it will go to the reviewer. These reviewers are the subject experts. 3 subject experts commonly. They will give you certain revision, most of the time major, minor revision. If the reviewer gives revision, you can revise the article. Even after revision, it can get rejected. So keep in mind, even after revision, one of the reviewer does not like your article, after revision, again, if they find any flaw, it gets rejected. Otherwise, if you revise it, it is accepted, then it will go into the publication process. Now, this publication process also takes months. If your article is accepted, it will take another 2 to 3 months to go up on public platform as well, depending upon journal to journal. We can see that this entire process is very time consuming. 6 months, of course, if it goes to the editor, you will get a response within a month. But if your paper gets reviewer stage, then it can take from 6 months to like 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, who knows, depending upon the publication. Then your paper is there. After 1 year, you get rejected. So it's a very demotivating process, I will say. That's why using web tools in your publication resources, assistance, will always help you build the quality of the paper so that your paper does not get removed. One such plagiarism tool is Drillbit. We all talk about Turnitin, Urkund. We are familiar with them. Drillbit is also a 5-year plus product, made in India product, affordable, made in India. We can see with changing time, plagiarism in 2011 plays a very good peak here, taken from Web of Science Academy, this screenshot. Yet, we say that we all know about Turnitin, Urkund. Yet, we are not able to get out of this plagiarism shadow. Now, this works on latest AI and machine learning technology. How this technology works, basics is continuous words. If 2 to 3 continuous words, if this AI captures, you copy paste and the AI captured the continuity word, or you sometimes try and paraphrase it, and you're paraphrasing it very clumsily. 1 word here to 2 words there, adding and, adding comma, and you feel clumsy paraphrasing as well. This AI will capture that. Because if you are referring something and writing in your own words, that efforts, definitely AI will not be able to capture that. But continuity of word, small paraphrasing here and there clumsily, this will catch hold of that. So it depends upon AI and words. However, the ideas AI cannot capture. If you have properly written your paper, AI will not capture an idea. AI is not smarter than human beings, as we say. So after your paper is published smartly, you copy paste somebody else's idea, you rewrite in your own words very sharply, it can get retracted. Retracted means removed from the publication. If as an author I come across that this idea is mine, I have already published it, tell them this information, my article will get retracted, your article will get retracted because I saw that, and it causes a very big loss in reputation. You might be very familiar with that. So that is why we should not plagiarize idea nor words together. Giving one person citation. Now, these are the different form of references where we cite the author. What this citation is talking about. Because when I was a student, I used to feel what the tricky things is at all. Sometimes we write WN, full surname, name. It was very tricky. Simplified, these are different formats of writing basic information. This information is about author, the date in which it was published, item title, title of the manuscript, source of the journal, which journal it was, in which volume it was published, and we can find that information of volume, issue, page in the form of DOI, digital object identifier. So be it MLA, be it APA, they have their own format of referencing style, but all the information that they are talking about is this: author, date, item title, source title, in a different style, to be very specific. Now, any freely publication, freely available software of plagiarism on Google will not do the work because they do not have a good content coverage. Now, Turnitin exists from so many years. They will have definitely good content coverage, but Drillbit is also giving a very sharp, very big, means they are also very much comparable. It covers 91 plus billion web pages, 13K theses and dissertation, 12K publishers, and 80K plus journals content. So when you upload your article access through so much of content, and that's why you get a report, and that report is trustworthy. This is how, depending upon the content coverage, Turnitin will give different result. Urkund will give different. Drillbit will give different result only because of the content coverage. So all Turnitin, Drillbit, Urkund are very much comparable. Drillbit has this unique feature that any other plagiarism tool does not have. That is regional language check. It supports plagiarism check in regional language from Kannada, Hindi, Urdu, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Punjabi. So there are different regional language and 100 plus different languages. So English, Spanish, Vietnamese. So this is unique feature of Drillbit. Now let's talk about Languil. It will help you in communication. We talked about Grammarly. Grammarly is more general. Trinka AI is where you can get suggestion depending upon the subject area. Grammarly is also playing similar role like Trinka, but Trinka is designed to be subject specific. So it is for academics. That is the difference between Trinka and Grammarly. However, Languil helps you in building your listening, speaking, reading, writing skills. And in that, the grammar assessment feature helps to improve the quality of your article. And at the same time, it gives suggestions that what was wrong and what suggestion you should add in your article to better the article. It is said that less than 15% of the world population speaks English, 5% being native. For scientific communication, yet English is an international and universal language. The Western journal that has articles every year, the Western journal craze, or I must say, we believe the quality is good. So it's increasing every year. It's not going down. And the rejection rate of this journal are 95%. So it is very intimidating. If I publish, we saw the process is such huge. So if my article gets rejected after 8-9 months just because of any problem of communication, and if it gets published, it is not cited. That is why Languil will help you build your article in a sound manner for better communication. Another is MyLoft. MyLoft is one library resources that times like now, it facilitates seamless and secure access to all the library e-resources from your personal mobile devices. So you can, sometimes we, of course, nowadays people try it that everything, if it is handy, it is accessible at a time of our convenience. So MyLoft provides you that library resource at touch of a finger and gateway to all the resources of your library from anywhere. So if you have this web tool for your library resource, And another is that all the resources will be utilized by the researchers, by the faculty, and you will not have any trouble in when it comes to usage, because they are accessing it at the time of their convenience. Of course, it will give them that seamless accessibility by MyLoft, and it is very useful, simplified workflow journey where you can discover, share, access, and organize. We cater to 900 plus institutions and 40 plus countries. So MyLoft again is a gateway to access everything. Web version. This is a web version that you can access all the resources. Another is Clarivate, Web of Science. We all talked about Web of Science index journal. One such indexing that is very much important in science academics is Web of Science. Any resources, if we talk about, will have two ways to log in. One is IP authentication, another is username and password. So all the library resources can be utilized by our library computers, but if our digital devices in your organization, we can make awareness to the student that come bring your personal devices and get IP authenticated to access the resources. Another is by username and password. Products like MyLoft, these are all web-based, cloud-based. So Drillbit, they will have username and password. So you can access through that. Web of Science has 6 indexed databases. It is so huge that it is divided into 6 databases. And out of those 6, there are 2 databases. If the journal comes in that 2 databases, the journal gets an impact factor. So that's how the journal gets any impact factor if it comes in the 2 databases. And the 2 databases name is Science Citation Index Expanded and Social Science Citation Index. Both of this index covers millions of articles. For example, 53 millions of records, and from 178 scientific disciplines. From the coverage is from 1900 to present. It is such a trusted database that 99 of the top 100 best global universities rely on the reports of Web of Science. We also want to talk about reference management. We talk about citation, value of citation, referencing. Now, if you do it manually, it is next to impossible, because there will be certain full stop, then a comma. It is not something you should do manually. There are a lot of references that we add later on that will make a change in entire text, and it is not a manual thing to do. There are certain many reference management systems, and Clarivate EndNote 220 is one such reference management software. It is a patented technology, and we all must again make our students aware of this. We can also give you a product demo so that it very quickly you can just learn how to access that. We are very hesitant. We feel that it will be a very tricky product to understand. But once we know that it is very easier to access, better than doing it manually, improves the quality of your article as well, because references are very important part in publishing. They keenly see which year referencing you have done, latest to what kind of coverage your references has. EndNote will help you in the process. Web of Science Academy is an online training support for research and integrity. You might have seen in today's presentation also, I have taken certain concepts from Web of Science. It is free. If you have any doubt related to research and integrity, conducting research and integrity, Web of Science Academy, you can enroll here for free. And these are all certification, certain training that you go, then you answer, and you can get certified also. So one way to learn. Another website is www.scijournal.org. This is Science Citation Index, Web of Science core collection. Here you get all the scientometrics of Web of Science, because we are always cautious about, is this journal authenticate? It is predatory. Where do I find all the metrics on one particular platform? this is the website scijournal.org. Here you can go directly. I have taken one basic journal info example of American Association for Advancement of Science, AAAS. This is the one example I have taken. Here I get all the information. AAAS, the journal name is Science Advances. AAAS has 6 journals. Out of that, Science Advances, it has impact factor according to this. Web of Science, the Google Scholar H Index, the Scopus impact factor. This is all information that you can find here, and directly I can click here and go to the link of the journal. Moving ahead, another publication is American Chemical Society. American Chemical Society, because this is most common thing that the scholars do, that they take, okay, it's an chemical subject area. It will not have electronic content. That is where it is the most trusted, most cited journal when it comes to most trusted, most cited, and most read journal when it comes to chemistry related. So chemistry related to agriculture, food, environment, biotech, pharma, education, safety, electronics, energy, healthcare, material science. They related to this subject area, they have 65 plus hybrid journals. Hybrid means what? Subscription and open access they have together in each of the journal. It's like a hybrid model. Sometimes the open access journals are completely different and subscription journals are different. Here it's a hybrid model. Depending on this subject area, they have 65 plus journals. So who would know that these are the subject area ACS covers? And that is why understanding of the publication resources is very important in publishing. And this is also one of the tools that will help you publish better. ACS Publishing Center. Now, publishing is a process. Here, register and login. Selecting a journal is very crucial. Every journal is taking major step in educating the author who is going to publish to help them select a right journal. So here, when you select a journal, all the information is there on the scope of the journal. Never take it for granted that, okay, the title says agriculture and food chemistry, it's related to my content. It might not be. So very crucial point is selecting a journal properly and reading author's guidelines. If the author guidelines is not maintained and you have not submitted according to the guidelines of ACS, be it the reference, be it the abstract subject, it will get rejected. ChemArchive is another preprint server. Preprint server are something that helps you give a DOI. It gives a DOI to the journal. At the same time, we also talked about the publication process is a very time consuming. So if my article I publish in ACS, it will take another 6-7 months. And in meanwhile, if somebody else publishes the work, my work will not get the acknowledgement that it should get because it was trapped in the publication process. So the budding research scholars who are hesitant that, okay, my article, if I publish, it will get rejected. If you have that sort of hesitation, then what you can do is you can upload them on ChemArchive. Here you get constructive feedback, improvise your paper, then submit to ACS. ACS will take everything into the consideration, that whatever improvements that you have done, and it will also help in the publishing process. Impact factors of the journal, it keeps on changing. To keep the track of impact factor, SCI journal Web of Science has journal citation report, and in that journal citation report you find all the impact factor information of all the index journal, Web of Science index journal. So there are different filters. Select the journal, and on clicking that you will find all the 5-year information, so that you know that, okay, this is a consistent journal and it is improving the impact factor. So it's good to publish. If it was decreasing, then again, I will not be very happy to submit, because maybe next year it will go down. Another free resources that publication offers is ACS Author Lab. See here, it is free. You can register 1 to 2 hours. We can always tell this to our students that you can go here. And certain, one example is common errors in scientific manuscript. What kind of preposition, article use, capitalization, such an interesting topic. I am sure the students will be happy to go through them and then write their own paper. It's like the support they receive freely. Another is ACS Reviewer Lab. One example ACS Reviewer Lab is salami slicing. We all talk about the quality. How the quality also get damaged is because we want number of papers. So we kind of cut the topic, submit 2 papers instead of 1 paper, half and half. That's how the quality gets damaged. And it's debatable, it's not appreciable. So that also in Reviewer Lab, that perspective is shared. Guide to Scholarly Communication is a subscription-based product. Here you find different article, digital version. However, it is very crucial when it comes to communicating science, improvising the quality. These are the language and text we talk about. Let's get an example of there are 7 steps that must be completed. This could be very concisely written in 7 steps must be completed. Concise is another key in communication, because we have to write a 12-page article, 9-page article. If you write a very lengthy article, people need more time. And when we are going across literature survey, so much of content is there. Being concise is another way to get the attention of the reader. So it's very important. Another is APS. This journal has collection. APS, these are the journals. Open access journals are completely different. The star ones are open access. Physical Review X. Physics is the magazine of APS, and there will be archive. Every journal has archive for preservation. And as a library professional, we all are very much acquainted with this word. So these are the APS journal collection. Here it is to showcase that there are hybrid format, and then there are open access, completely separate format for each journal. APA, American Psychological Association, award-winning platform. Why award? This is the award-winning platform, psychnet.apa.org. Here I want to highlight the advanced search feature. Advanced search feature is something, as a scholar, we always skip. In Google, we add the keywords that is called the basic search. Whenever you type certain keyword, do the Google search, you will be the page will say that so and so number of articles, lakhs of articles are there. Then you scroll 1 page, 2nd page, 3rd page, and you also know that the first page has most interesting article, and with every changing pages, the article interest will be reduced and the content will be not much related. In research, time is everything. Advanced search is the time management. Here, so much of articles are there. I want to find what is my article, so here I want to do the advanced search. Most of the time, scholars don't do that. They do the basic search. And what happens after 1 hour or 2 hours of just writing article, then scrolling through unrelevant article, it's overwhelming. They lose the interest. Advanced search will help time management. Search terms, any field, date, filters, this author lookup, all these filters will help define search. Save time. You will not be like lakhs of articles. Now you will be like hundreds of articles. So the interest, it's always engaging to go through those articles. After a point, as a human being, we lose interest. So advanced search is very important for that. APA database. So much of databases are. Every journal publication has databases. Academic Writer is one such current database that is very interested currently. It is a tool for teaching and learning. Academic Writer, tool for teaching, learning, and effective writing. Very much talked about. This is the Academic Writer platform. On this, if we have subscription to this, It helps us write the paper in APA style. Now, APA style is most common style. If we write an article, Microsoft document, then we see, okay, this publication wants in this format. Again, lot of time is been taken in writing in particular format. So if we have already written in a publication platform, when we are publishing it, it will take no time to edit and publish. This is the platform. Learn. Here we can manage references. Here we can write in our own style. We can learn, first of all the quick guide and tutorials are there on academic platform. Because I don't know how to use this, I can use this resource and learn how to use academic writer. Then referencing are very important part, time consuming part of paper writing, thesis writing. So there is a reference section where you can write reference in a particular format, then writing section. Start a new paper or start a work on your old paper. There are templates. These templates will help you step by step in writing a particular format, APA style format. AAAs, we always reach out to library resources for awareness session, because every publication has so much offerings that as a research scholar, it takes time to get acquainted to every publication resources. Now in AAAs, the website page will look like this. In Who We Are section, here is the science journal section. Mission, there is mission, program, statement, everything is important. But I want to publish, I want to read the journals. In science journal, if I am going directly on the website of AAAS, these are the journals, then the journal will open up. So that's why it is important to have the understanding where I should go to find the particular content I'm looking for, and awareness session conducted by library resources helps a lot. Now science is the magazine. Every journal has the magazines. Here magazines are the best way to find out what currently is happening in different in the subject area. Every journal, ACS will have magazine, maths journal, physics journal. These are the best place to find out what currently is happening. So as a scholar, I want to know what currently is happening. What can I research on the latest topic? Magazines are the best place. Exchanging ideas, interviews, everything can be found here. Advances is the gold open access journal. We already talk about gold open access. Everything is free to read. And these are all subscription based. Maths. We talked about math-based journal. We talk about finding the right journal. On the publication resources itself, there are certain features nowadays that will help you find the right journal. For example, if I click on data science, the journal related to data science, all the content related to data science that SciM holds will open up. Very user-friendly. And these are all the publication has news, conferences, programs, and resource. Make use of them because these are very important in academic building. Project Muse, we talked about. If you're from social science subject area, if your organization has social science, Project Muse is one platform that is associated with 125 plus publishers. It has the publishers' content on this platform, 800 plus journals and 80,000 plus books. Now, what happens if I go on this 125 plus publishers? Every publisher will have their own design of their website. So I need to take time to understand, and then I might miss out on one publication. So platforms like this help us in understanding. So if your organization has Project Muse, great platform for social science and humanities. Here there is an advanced search option that helps access all these resources without any problem, because there are 800 plus journals, very user friendly to access these resources. Another is World Library. Millions, there is no place for books like World Library. It holds millions and millions of e-books on this platform, millennial books, any subject area. World Library is the best because, again, on one particular platform, we get all the subject ebooks. We don't have to go anywhere, and the filters that are there will help you find the right book. Now, this is again a subscription-based product. This is the website here. all the subject area are covered in World Library. So if my library has World Library, any ebooks, I just have to go on this website and I can use the different filters to find out the right book for my subject area. Like this is, and these are the filters. Here I have to type keywords. That's why writing a keyword in your paper or finding the particular keyword is very important in researching the article. Most of the time there are synonyms of one keyword, so you can use the Boolean search feature here, where and, or, none, this here comes as a option drop down menu. These are called Boolean search logic operations that help you do two search, multiple search in one button. So you can use these filters, and there are different languages, contributors, and many more filters are there that will help you find the right book. Stay connected with Balani Infotech. If there is any questions and queries, this is my email ID, nikita.vanjari@balaniinfotech.com. My initiative was to give you the insights from a different perspectives. So this perspective of mine as a scholar, as a working professional in scientific publication, using different resources for addressing different issues that we come across. Let me know if there are any questions. Thank you for giving everybody your valuable time. I will stop sharing my screen. Yes. Let us know if there are any questions to address. At the same time, I will encourage that if you are not able to address those questions now, we can address them later as well. You know my email ID, so I will be definitely happy to answer them later on as well. Please give us your valuable feedback. I can see there are some questions. Few more minutes, we will address those questions. Of course, sir. We provide a YouTube link. When we share our e-certificates, we also upload these videos on our YouTube platform. If it takes time to share upon YouTube platform, while sharing the e-certificates, we will provide the recording link as well. Free journals for English language and literature. Again, we are talking about open access journal here. So there are this depending upon the subject area, databases for English communication. So I need to, because I have scrolled a lot of science, legal, social science. So on that platform, social science platform, we might be able to find the open access content of English language and literature. So again, Project Muse, here we can find English language and literature. On World eBook Library, where all the subject areas are available, there we can find English language and literature, and we might need to again see databases that holds information of the particular subject area. When we go on that database, different publication resources we can find on one particular platform. Yes, we will be sharing a feedback link with all the participants through email later on, after a while, maybe on Monday. We will be sharing with you a feedback link. Once you fill the feedback link, we will provide you with the e-certificate, and while sharing the e-certificate, we will also provide the recording link and the YouTube link of the video today's session. Thank you so much for finding the web tools in today's session very useful. There are n numbers of web tools. To be honest, there are n numbers of web tools. However, scrutinizing the most reliable tools are very important in today's time. So that's what we did. There are n numbers of plagiarism tool. We are talking about the best of best tools that a scholar or anyone should use. Yes, my email ID, I will be writing on the chat box option. If you have any questions and queries, please let us know at my email ID. Thank you so much for everybody who found those useful. I am sure we all have so much to share and engaging thoughts. This was my perspective on web tools for management. Yes, for management also we have different databases, social science and management. We can find on Web of Science as well a multidisciplinary platform where we can use different filters and find out the particular subject area that we are looking for. My team has shared the feedback form at 2:09 p.m. Kindly fill the feedback form. This will help us receive your right name, correct name to write down up on the e-certificates, because sometimes we have come across that while filling the forms, certain name changes are there. So please write down very cautiously. We will love to receive your feedback as well at the same time. So my team has shared Balani Infotech at 2:09 p.m. the feedback form. Please fill the form, and that will help us receive your e-certificates. We request you to, I will again share the feedback form because somebody is asking to share it again. So the link I am sharing again with everybody. This will help you receive your e-certificate at the earliest. However, I will request you all that we do provide e-certificates, but we are conducting different webinars together. So give us a time period of 2 to 1 month. 2 weeks, not 2 months, 2 weeks to 1 month. That will help us to deliver each of the e-certificates without any problem. I can see here that there are no more questions. I am very thankful that you provided your valuable time this afternoon. Looking forward to interacting. We can also arrange different awareness session, product awareness session, scientific writing sessions, and many more. We want the support of library professionals in carrying this agenda forward, carrying subject-wise awareness session in your organization. We want your support so that the usage of the product, the quality of our research output is better by each passing year. Thank you so much. Sir, I want to give the vote of thanks. We don't have, unfortunately, Mr. Sunil with us because Sunil sir have been traveling. So I would, on behalf of Mr. Sunil from Balani Infotech, like to thank each one of you that were present here. Once again, thank you to Prabhat Pandey sir for giving this platform, supporting us. Without him, this event would have not been possible. To our very honorable guest, Ramesh Gaur sir, it was indeed a big pleasure to host sir. Professor Ramesh from NSD. It was immense pleasure. Thank you, Patak sir, for giving your valuable time, and to all the participants present here. Thank you so much. Look forward to connect with you again. Please reach out to our email ID if there is any question unanswered. Thank you so much. With this, I will end the session. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.